targeted more than a dozen faculty and students. The Garfield County attorney said it's unclear who wrote the list and what the person plans to do. Parents were upset, asking why they weren't told about the list sooner. They spoke about this in a meeting.
Because none of us were made aware of anything at all until Friday. And I think that was something that the parents should have been given a choice on Friday morning to wake up to, as whether they wanted to send their child to school or not.
After 2 hours of heated discussion, the town hall meeting ended with the board voting for school to be canceled today. This gave Principal Dave Owen time to come up with a plan of action. I talked to Owen, who said that school will be back in session tomorrow with extra security. All students' purses and backpacks will be checked when they arrive on campus. Now it's up to the Nebraska State Patrol, who has taken over the investigation. The Garfield County Attorney's Office asked if you have any information to contact local law enforcement.
A 14-year-old boy has been cited for driving a car into a house this morning. The driver took his friend's mom's SUV without her permission around 2 a.m. and ran it off the road. The car crashed into a house, causing $10,000 in damage to the front porch, $5,000 also in damage to the car. And officials say today a cigarette butt caused a 600-acre Northwest Lincoln fire on Sunday. The blaze caused nearly $6,000 in damage to houses in the Branched Oak neighborhood. It also sent one firefighter to the hospital after he inhaled too much smoke and suffered from heat exhaustion. And we had another fire here in Lincoln today.
That's right. A grass fire broke out today outside the People's City Mission at First and Q. Star City's Kelly Cog has the story.
For the second time in 3 days, the city of Lincoln has experienced an uncontrolled fire in the city's large grassy areas. Today, a fire started just outside the People's City Mission in West Lincoln, causing the building to evacuate.
What we did, our clinic, of course, was right adjacent to where the fire started, so we evacuated the clinic, and then we also have a parking lot in that area, so we notified visitors, guests about that, and we evacuated all the cars out so that the risk of it hitting anything like that was very minimal.
The fire started on a large patch of grass 5 blocks west of the Pinnacle Bank Arena, just behind Lincoln's People's City Mission. Due to the dry conditions and extreme wind, the fire spread quickly.
It really took off pretty fast. Started as a kind of a little cloud of puff of smoke, so to speak, and with the wind as strong as it was, it took the fire to probably 10 to 15 foot flames at some point, and it did very quickly.
The fire raged for roughly 20 minutes before Lincoln firefighters were able to extinguish it. Although there were several construction workers on the grounds when it started, nobody was hurt during the fire.
I think everything was pretty much safe. I'm not aware of any damages, other than, of course, the ground is burnt and black, but I don't think anybody got hurt.
Although construction workers have gone back to work, there are still many remnants of the fire here earlier today. Including the charred grass and telephone poles, there's also a lingering smell of smoke.
The police investigators and the fire chiefs were out here, and they did a thorough investigation, but I don't believe a cause has been determined yet.
Authorities are still looking to determine the cause of the fire. For Star City News, I'm Kelly Keough.
Thanks, Kelly. Southern Colfax County and Northern Butler County are under a flood advisory today. The advisory came yesterday when an ice jam caused water to run over Highway 15. Hale County authorities reported floodwater in parking lots of hotels and restaurants south of the interstate. Residents and travelers are now expected to be on alert until later this evening. And a recall on beef now affects the Lincoln area.
Yeah, Lanny, the Food Safety and Inspection Service added Nebraska to a list of states where retailers were selling recalled beef. Star City's own Lindsay Burning has more on that story.
That's right, Megan. A Northern California processor recalled almost 9 million pounds of meat or meat products that were shipped to stores and distributors across the country.
Ranchero Feeding Corporation sent beef products to 6,300 stores nationwide. 131 of those are right here in Nebraska. The 12 retailers in Lincoln include several Russ's Market locations, Sunmart, Stop & Shop, Pump & Pantry, North Star Express, and Ken's Kegs. One Stop & Shop manager says she is unsure why her store was on the recall list because she doesn't stock the product that was recalled. She agreed to an interview, but when I arrived, they said the owner would not allow them to comment. However, the manager at Stop and Shop near 14th and Pine Lake said he had several packages of El Monterey beef taquitos on his shelves that he had to remove. The USDA shut down the Ranchero Feeding Slaughterhouse because the plant processed what they called diseased and unsound animals. Eye cancer was even found in some of the cattle. UNL food safety expert Andrea Bianchini says the meat was not checked by a food inspector.
In this case, it's difficult to tell what could happen because the inspector was not present at the time, so we are not sure about what kind of disease the cows had.
The company is still closed and under investigation. No illnesses have been reported yet, but Bianchini says it could be dangerous if consumed.
So this recall has been classified by the USDA as a type 1 recall, which means that it has it's likely to cause serious health consequences or perhaps death to the consumers.
We're here with Star City's Lindsay Burning. So recalls seem to happen a lot. Is this a big deal this time? Or?
Yeah, they do happen often, but this one is on a lot bigger scale. It's 9 million pounds that were sent across the country. And since there was no inspection, they don't know what symptoms to look for or anything.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. And now let's take a look up what's coming up next here on Star City News.
It's about 25 degrees colder and a heck of a lot more windy out here than it was yesterday, but Nebraska baseball is looking for its 4th straight win after a 3-game sweep of St. John's over the weekend. I'm Andrew Warren, and all of the highlights back in the studio on Star City News, live at 5.
Lincoln is usually thought of as a small Midwestern community, but it also has many of the cultural and entertainment benefits of a large city. Lincoln has a growing business community and is also home to the Nebraska state government. The new Pinnacle Bank Arena is home to Nebraska basketball and hosts many big-name concerts year-round. Lincoln is one of the fastest-growing cities in the Midwest. Come find out for yourself. In Lincoln, life is right.
You don't have to drive to Omaha to see the latest and greatest independent films. The Mary Rietma Ross Media Arts Center, located on the University of Nebraska City campus at 13th and Q Street, provides the Lincoln community with an alternative to commercial film and television. The Ross has a variety of showtimes to fit your schedule, and students get a discount. Add a little culture to your life. Visit the Ross. To learn how to support the Ross and for showtimes and ticket prices, visit theross.org.
Visit the Nebraska State Museum at Morrill Hall, where worlds come to life. At Morrill Hall, you can explore worlds past, present, and distant. With its natural history exhibits and Mueller Planetarium, 1 minute you can be walking with dinosaurs and the next you can be flying amongst the stars. Don't let your opportunity for a day of exploration and wonder pass you by. Visit museum.unl.edu for more information. Stop by Morrill Hall and just explore.
Here's what's happening outside right now. This is Star City News weather.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Star City News Weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Michael, and if you look at our temperatures right now, mid-40s across the area, 44 here in Lincoln and 41 in Omaha. Now, that is a result of the cold front coming through this morning, which brought much colder temperatures through the area. Now, as temperatures are in the low 40s, we do see temperatures. As we look at our almanac, we do see 50 degrees for our high this evening, for the almanac. Now, as we look at the almanac, this is the normal temperature for this time of year. So although we did not make it to the 70s, 50 is quite nice. Now, our low for this time of year is 36. For today was 36, is about 10 degrees higher than our normal temperature and 40 degrees above the record low of -19 set in the year 1948. Now, as we look at our current situations, 44 for our current temperature, overcast skies. Now, the big story right now is the wind. North winds at 30 to 35 miles per hour, gusting at around 55 miles per hour. As we go into our wind advisories, we'll see Lincoln is in fact in a wind advisory right now, which will last until about 10 p.m. tonight. As you see this green color, that is the flood advisory that we were talking about earlier, which will not have much effect on our here in Lincoln. So as we go into our radar tonight, we see that we will have some storms tonight. So as we will see, so as we go into tonight, we may see a light rain mix, 50% chance of a rain snow mix, 26 degrees for our low tonight. The wind will begin to weaken at northwest winds, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, as we go into tomorrow, we'll see those clouds start to clear out, more sun peeking through. So 40 degrees by 1 p.m. Again, those winds, lightning, 10 to 15 miles per hour. A high tomorrow of 47 degrees. Going into the evening, 43 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Now, as we see through our midweek 7-day forecast, we see 64 on Thursday, so that is quite lovely temperatures, and 50s throughout the weekend. Now, as we do see this over this weekend, we do have that slight chance for some snow, rain-snow mix, and as we go into the midweek, again, 50s and almost up to 60 on Tuesday.
As spring finally moves in, many people are left wondering why we were forced to endure such a brutal winter. The main factor, the jet stream, which is a strong current of air high up in the atmosphere that drives most of our weather patterns. This winter, the jet stream's path was much longer and with more north-south flow than in past years. The result of this change, weather systems that stuck around longer and cold air that pushed much further into the U.S. Many scientists place the blame for this shift on global warming, but whatever the cause, we definitely felt the effects this winter, and I think we were all ready for a little spring in our step. I'm meteorologist Matt Garrity, and that's going to do it for your Star City News Weather Buzz.
Man, it was nice out yesterday, Amber. It was like 70. I wish it could just stay that way all the time.
I know. I was kind of mad at myself. I actually did take a nap, so I wish I could have enjoyed it a little more.
So why has it been so crazy lately with the weather up and down?
So it was because of that jet stream that Matt was talking about. So.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Amber.
All right. 2 men are in custody after a reported theft at a pet store on Monday. John McAllister and Stephen Peck used a hammer to break the front door of the pet store down. They then began to fill bags with snakes and reptiles. When police arrived, the men dropped the bag, releasing somewhere between 50 and 60 animals. Nebraska Humane Society is working closely with police to find 2 bearded dragons and other animals still missing. Sbarro has filed for bankruptcy today for the second time in 3 years. The struggling pizza chain is trying to turn its business around after a drop in traffic at shopping mall food courts. The company has already shut down 155 of its U.S. locations last month. The only remaining Nebraska location is at the Westroads Mall.
And Omaha dropped off Forbes' latest most affordable cities list. But it's not because costs are rising in the state's largest city. Omaha was among a group including New Orleans and Kansas City that were left off the list because of insufficient data. Dayton, Ohio did check in, though, as 2014's most affordable city. And thinking about going to grad school? Well, the University of Nebraska might be the place to go. The latest U.S. News and World Report of best graduate schools came out today, and a handful of Nebraska's programs ranked among the best in the nation. The Nebraska College of Law jumped a couple spots up from a year ago, 7 spots, to 54 out of 193 U.S. law schools, and the college's MBA program now ranks 35th out of 127. And while the college is getting better, so is the city of Lincoln.
Yeah, get ready for some renovations. They're turning
now.
West O Street into a beautification project where they are now working to make historic improvements as well as beautify the area of West O. They say that people entering into Lincoln will have something nice to look at now. Now, coming up in U News, it's time to get crafty. Star City's Veronica Grizzle has news on a Husker Pinterest party and more.
And after the break, it's going to be sports coming up next. We'll be right back.
For the first time in the history of Cornhusker football, in a collective effort by the Bike Shop at the UNL Campus Recreation, Nebraska Athletics, and Bike UNL, there will be a bike valet available to those Husker fans that choose to try a more environmental mode of transportation to the game. Located in the Cook Pavilion, just 1 block away from Memorial Stadium, the bike valet will open 2 hours before game time. Save some gas, ride your bike to the game. Visit bike.unl.edu/bikevalet for more information.
Giving is receiving. Consider donating to Goodwill today and help us continue to give back to the community. Because of people like you, we are able to provide services to thousands of people who face barriers to employment. Without your help, Goodwill cannot succeed. And it's with your support that not only do our employees get their second chance, but also that many items do as well. Goodwill, willing workers employed and community resources maximized.
Get your ice cream fix today from the UNL Dairy Store. The UNL Dairy Store features a great variety of flavors and options and has offered their delicious treats with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln since 1917.
It's time for sports on Star City News.
Salutations, Lincoln. I'm Andrew Ward, letting you know what's happening in Nebraska sports. The Husker baseball team looking for its 5th straight win today against Northern Colorado. Coach Darren Erdsted sent junior Aaron Bummer to the mound, but he struggled early, giving up a hit and a walk to the first 2 batters he faced. He bounced back, though, striking out the next 3 batters in order. 1, 2, and sit down, sir. His teammates picked him up in the second, turning this double play into end-to-ending. Austin Darby started the game with a double in the first, but no one was able to knock him in as the game remained scoreless after the second inning. The Bats did eventually get going, though, as the Huskers won today 10-2 and will play Northern Colorado again tomorrow. Now to the red-hot men's basketball team, fresh off being named Big Ten Coach of the Year. Nebraska's Tim Miles spoke today about his new award, the NCAA tournament, and Teran Petaway being named All Big Ten First Team.
No, really, nobody had much to say to me at home last night. My parents were fired up. They were in tears, basically. They were so proud, and happy. And my wife gave me kind of so the Coach of the Year is home, huh? One of those. When things are out of your control, you don't ever feel at ease about anything. I think we're an NCAA tournament team. I have, little or no question about that. Regardless of what happens in the tournament. A guy that came out averaging 3 points as a freshman and put the amount of hard work he put in. I've seen a lot of guys really work hard on their own game and not be able to translate it into team form. But Teran can.
The Huskers leave for the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis Thursday and will play either Ohio State or Purdue Friday afternoon. Are you ready for some football? Nebraska coach Bo Pelini caught media members by surprise. When spring practice started Saturday, receiver Jamal Turner was seen taking reps at quarterback, something he hasn't done since his freshman year. The senior played quarterback in high school, but was moved to wideout when he arrived at Nebraska. Pelini said Turner will be used in some Wildcat packages come this fall and will receive a lot of time at QB this spring. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see what he's got. That's all I got for sports. For Star City News, I'm Andrew Ward.
Thanks, Andrew. A lot of good stuff going on in sports. Jamal Turner, I'll be interested as well to see what he does at quarterback.
Yeah, I'm more interested on the Pinners party that's going on campus. We're about to hear from Veronica Grizzle, who has all the scoop.
Get the latest campus info with UNews.
Hey everybody, I'm Veronica Grizzle, and here is the latest in university news. Calling all Penn addicts. On Thursday, April 3rd, the East Campus Student Involvement is hosting a Pinterest party to make a few of your favorite Husker pins. It will happen in the East Campus Union starting at 7 p.m. All the supplies are provided to make several Husker-themed crafts, including a decorative N, a Husker-etched glass, a whiteboard, and a tie-dyed throw pillow. Food will also be provided, so go out and get crafty. This week marks the Oasis and the Multicultural Center Week. Originally known as Gong Week, the events include a panel on faith and religion, 2 poetry readings. This week's activities will wrap up with a poetry slam in the Union Auditorium. Check out the Oasis Facebook page for a list of all the fun and engaging activities. All you softballers out there, today is the last day to register your slow pitch softball team. The deadline is 8 p.m. tonight, and if you want to get your team in, you have to go to the intramural office at the campus rec. Who knows, you might even see some of Star City's own out on the diamond. And if you're looking to get off of your dorm couch, tonight at 7, No Kill Advocacy Club is hosting UNL's Got Talent in the Union Ballroom. Come and show your skills or watch others showcase their talent. It costs $5 and is free for performers. There will also be free food, and I read on the Facebook page that it will be free Raising Cane's. I am so there, it's insane. I also think that I might perform a little bit for everybody, but I hear our anchor, Megan Williams, has some pipes herself, so it looks like there might be a little Star City sing-off. Well, that's all I have for you today for University News. I'm Veronica Grizzle.
I don't know about that sing-off, Veronica, but we do have a singing senator later on in the newscast.
And hey, if you're like me as well and you did not see who got the final rose on The Bachelor last night, you may want to stick around. Brian Colbert has all that and more in entertainment when we get back.
You're watching
The Lincoln Children's Museum is an exciting family experience for everyone. It offers 3 floors of hands-on exhibits and imaginative programs that allow children and adults to discover the adventure of learning through play together. Build, dance, play, climb, sing, and laugh at the Lincoln Children's Museum in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here you can be whatever and go wherever your imagination takes you. The Lincoln Children's Museum invites children to create, discover, and learn through the power of play.
More than 4 million lives are saved each year, thanks to ordinary people who simply donate a pint of blood. One simple donation can save up to 3 lives. The friendly staff of the Nebraska Community Blood Bank are there with everything needed to help you be that hero. Saving lives is just an appointment away. Call 402-486-9414 to set up your appointment today. Be the hero.
Get in touch with your state history at the Nebraska History Museum. Even if you're from out of state, the Nebraska History Museum provides an excellent look into the life of Nebraska, from the very first Nebraskans to more recent times. The museum has so many exhibits to draw you in and really discover Nebraska's past. The Nebraska History Museum is located at 15th and P Streets, so come visit today for some quality history.
And now for the latest in entertainment on the Star City News Network.
What's up, Star City? I'm Brian Colbert, bringing you the entertainment news of the day. Music fans may have just got lucky with the emergence of a collaboration between Daft Punk and rap legend Jay-Z. Song titled Computerized was leaked by a member of the Daft Club message board and was said to be initially intended for the Tron Legacy soundtrack. This record has many music fans anxious for a collaborative album between the group and Jay-Z. One of the most bizarre seasons in The Bachelor history is over. After a season filled with controversy, Bachelor Juan Pablo did not get down on one knee to propose, but instead offered the last woman standing, Nikki Farrell, a simple rose. The final episode wasn't only lacking a proposal, it was also missing an I love you. The Bachelor star and Nikki confirmed they are still together, but Pablo still hasn't said those 3 magic words. Justin Bieber's antics have made headlines once again. Video of Bieber's judge-ordered deposition was posted yesterday on the celebrities news website TMZ. Throughout most of the video, Bieber was hostile, but also took the time to make sure he was looking good.
I don't have to listen to anything you have to say. And guess what? Guess what? I don't recall.
Bieber's smugness wore off fast when he was asked about a certain ex-girlfriend.
Have you ever talked with Selena Gomez? Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again. Have you ever? Don't ask me about her again.
The release of this video came just days after another Miami judge released video of Bieber giving a urine sample in jail after an arrest on a driving under the influence charge. For all those believers out there, let's hope that your boy gets his act together. An act that seems to have came together is Miley Cyrus. Cyrus came to Omaha CenturyLink Center last week and left quite an impression on the fans. But one crazed smiler tried his best to leave his impression on her. 18-year-old Tucker Salvinson was caught on video tape sneaking backstage and breaking into Cyrus's dressing room. But it wasn't the video that gave him away to the cops, but a tweet from Salvinson's account. Reading at Miley Cyrus, I snuck in your dressing room today in Omaha. There's a note in there for you. The note professed his love for Miley and thanked her for helping him get through a heartbreak. A lovely sentiment, but still a little creepy. And next time, let's try not to expose ourselves on social networks. Speaking of social networks, Reed Kilmer has more on the social media world. For Star City News, I am Brian Colbert. Now here's Reed Kilmer with social media.
Stay connected with the latest social media here on Star City News.
Hey Star City, I'm Reed Kilmer, and the social media world is buzzing right now. Nebraska's own Johnny Carson may be gone, but his legacy will live on in an unusual way. A reported sex tape of Carson and one of his wives is up for sale. The X-rated tape is from the 70s when the Tonight Show legend was married to Joanna Holland. A family had to call 911 after their 22-pound cat held them hostage. The cat scratched the couple's 7-month-old baby and then charged at the family, trapping them in their bathroom. Police officers captured the crazed pet and left it at the home in a crate. In other 911 news, an 82-year-old grandfather fought off home invaders before police arrived. The story reported by 7 Action News in Detroit has caught wind all over the internet. The man used a hammer to protect his family, but gave a warning to anyone who thinks about robbing him again. Take a look at this YouTube clip.
It won't be a hammer next time.
What would you use next time? Something stronger.
You got me on TV.
Won't be knocking on his door anytime soon. If you're looking for custom cookies, take to Twitter. Oreo has released a vending machine that serves up personalized treats. Different combinations are based on trending Twitter flavors, so start tweeting to satisfy your sweet tooth. That's it for social media. I'm Reed Kilmer.
Thanks, Reed. And a few details now coming out today on the Malaysian Airlines flight that's been missing for almost 4 days. It's now believed that the plane stayed in the air for over an hour after disappearing from radar screens. According to the Malaysian military, the flight was above the Strait of Malacca before it unexpectedly changed course and lost contact with air traffic control. The flight was headed for Beijing, China originally and had 239 people on board. Authorities, though, now are still searching for the missing plane.
And a bill about abandoned cemeteries encouraged Senator Ernie Chambers to break out in song. Chambers sang what he calls a mortician's national anthem during a debate about a bill dealing with the authority of cemeteries that have been abandoned. Some of the lyrics included, "When the last dirt tops the casket and the grave is filled, we shall not gather again in this way until someone else is chilled."
Wow, Megan, that has the sound of maybe a #1 hit.
I don't know about that. He might want to try that at the UNL Talent Show tonight, though.
Might be a good place to check it out. That's all we got for you tonight, Star City. I'm Lanny Holstein.
And I'm Megan Williams. Tune in Thursday, same time, same station for Star City News. Have a good night.